yepadhuze yangu venyaya yepadhuze ani mamchinitsvaga yangu venyaya uyai. Anyway, my name is Tanata Marimira. You're seeing me on your following FYP and DM and YT because it's story time. And yeah, let's get started. With that being said, my name is Motorama Kulayo, Motorama Freeze, it's Motorama Puti, and let's get started on story time. Today's story time, we're going to the Eastern Highlands. Please, before we go to the Eastern Highlands, manya ipa YouTube and subscribe. Tanata Marimira. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe and also watch my videos. Without wasting much of all the three that I always talk about, let's get started. It's story time. Today's story time is covering the most sacred mountain in Zimbabwe. And the most sacred mountain, you may ask, Ndehipi Mountain, the one you guys have always been talking about, the one you were always anticipating. And it's called Mount... Sorry guys, present mom problems. I'm sorry for that technical glitch, but anyway, I'm back. Tachiti Nasitu cover Mount Nyangani in the Eastern Highlands in the province of Manicaland. So yeah, that's the one we're going to cover today. Most of you may ask, like, Nyanga, is it Mount Nyangani, Mount Nyanga? It's whatever you want to call it, but basically the name itself, let's get started on the name. So Nyanga in Shona, Nyanga, and it means horns. So it was given that name because that mountain had some peaks and twigs that looked like horns. That's why it ended up being called Nyanga. And Nyanga Zamakombe, that's what people were now calling it. And so yeah, it was called Nyanga. Until colonizers came in the 17th century and they couldn't pronounce Kuti Nyanga. They were like Nyanga, Inyanga. And then now we are calling it Nyanga. Hence now where you are calling it Nyanga. But it's actually Nyanga and Itka. So with that being said, Mount Nyanga, Nyanga Mountain, Nyangani Mountain, whatever you guys want to call it, it stands tall at 2,835 meters. It's the tallest mountain we have in Zimbabwe, and it's the most sacred mountain that we have in Zimbabwe as well. It's located in Nyanga National Park, Ndokwairi located too, and it's a home to a lot of streams and rivers, it neighbors with Wnna Mutarazi Falls. Okay, so with that being said, being the highest mountain in Zimbabwe, obviously it's a tourist attraction, especially for people go hiking there. I don't know if it's still happening, but according to my research, munotenda hiking, you don't have to carry water, you can drink water in mud streams and pools. Imomo, they are clean like that. I don't know if they're still clean, but yeah, that was the gist that I got. So guys, with that being said, ngati let's get started. All right, so in the 19th century, 20th century, kwakambetikana chimurenga, the Chimoyo incident and whatever. So basically, there were quite a lot of people who were finding refuge in Mount Nyanga, in Nyanga Mountain. And a lot of soldiers, a lot of rebels, a lot of people, civilians as well, who were looking for refuge in that mountain. So it just so happened, Kuti, they say the mountain would open up and swallow up Wnna and keep them safe. Some managed to get out, some couldn't manage to get out. So basically what I'm saying, guys, what am I saying? I'm saying there are a lot of trapped souls that are in there. Just like Shageta Kuchimoyo Kunima trapped souls and whatnot, they say in Nyanga it's like that. So they say in Nyanga Mountain, there is a particular spirit that pushes for people to disappear. And so with that being said, we're going to get into the disappearances, hence the mysteries of Nyanga Mountain. Are you now with me, guys? Right? You are with me. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So Nyanga Mountain is quite an unpredictable scenery. Because right now there can be fog, right now there can be mist, right now there can be rain, there can be sunshine and whatever. And a fun fact is the last snow that was recorded at Nyanga Mountain was in 1934. If it's not 1934, it was 1935, between the two. But yeah, that was the last time snow was recorded to have been there. So Nyanga was the name of the mountain, but then it just ended up being the name of the whole area. Nyanga, because those who have been to Nyanga, you know, kunema terrain kwakangoita also, like, you know, that mountainous vibe ingori all over Nyanga, right? So yeah, all of it inongonzi Nyanga, and then the mountain in Doino songonzi Nyanga Mountain, Nyangani Mountain, right? All right, so yeah, let's get started, guys. Let's get started with mystery number 1. Just a little FYI on the rules Nyanga, guys. Jinonzi, if you see a colorful snake, if you see a pot with no fire, if you see a brick of gold, apana chonofana kutaura. that's literally the spirits vanenge vachikutrigger. So do not do anything, otherwise you end up wandering, whatever you want to call it, and hauzombowanikwa pane tikachadzimira. And murimo mountain imomo, there are certain locations dzinonzi vanhu musapote muchipinda imomo. So because of that, if you go there, then you'll be lost for life, murubabata. And the other thing is, kana maendako ikoko, you are not supposed to be urinating on the mountain. You're not supposed to be using profanity, those type of lingo. You're not supposed to be pointing at stuff. Some people say kunyanga mountain kuni muti unimazamu. So yeah, but someone said asemazamu like anonekwani munhu wese, you need to have particular eyes to be able to see mutu wacho nemazamo. So I'm not sure vakamboendako and you've seen the muti, please let us know in the comment section. And the other most important thing, Hansi, you are not supposed to wear red. I'm not allowed to be there because you upset the spirits. So with those things being said, now because kunotons kunema spirits antongano push on cliffs and whatever, and that will make you disappear. Sandangoti ndipeka FYI tisatapinda mu mystery number 1. Now we're gonna get into mystery number 1. Mystery number 1, it hits close to home because they were girls, they were hardly teenagers, vaka disappear. Now I know you want the Fuji, so let's get started on mystery number 1. So Zimbabwe's former Minister of Finance, who was also a senior lecturer at the University of Zimbabwe, Sir Tichaende Masaya, had my twin daughters, Avo, and they were hardly teenagers. The way it's said, I think they were pre-teens or just gotten into teenagehood. I don't know. But in 1981, those two girls vanished at Nyanga Mountain. They vanished without a trace at all, and for like 3 months kwakaitwa search party, ground search and even air search, pachishandiswa mahelicopter zvikopokopo titsvage vana, and to no avail. There was no trace, no evidence, nothing chinongopointa kuti vana vakaenda nekupi or anything. And till this day, today being 2025, those two girls were never found. But it has been reported kuti 18 months after those girls went missing, one of the girls' t-shirt was found near a remote pool in the mountain Imomo. So we don't know. But locals say Mr. Masaya and family did not seek traditional healers and medium spirits help to locate the kids. Had they done that, maybe the girls would have returned. But they vanished without a search, without a trace. Kwakaitwa search party, like I said, helicopter, ground search, and it was a very massive search. Apana personal search, but unfortunately they couldn't be found. So that's mystery story number 1, yekunyanga. Mystery story number 2, yakazoitika 5 years after, hardly 5 years after the Masaya twins went missing. Apparently there was a school Nyanga yakaenda for, obviously, a school field trip, and vana vanofamba wakawanda. But there was one little boy, he was 12 years old. His name was Robert Ackhurst, if I'm not mistaken, Robert Ackhurst. He wandered from the group, or something, and he was never found after that. And it said kuti his teacher was feeling so bad, kuti a child was lost under my care. He could not live with that guilt. Yakuti, a child went missing under my care. And unfortunately, a year after Robert Ackhurst disappeared, the teacher committed wakakika packet murupabata. So he was feeling so bad that something like that happened to him. So that's mystery number 1 and mystery number 2. Let's take a break on the mystery stories, right? Guys, zvinonzi ku mountain uko kune ma areas ekuti hamfaniri kungosvika, like munonje haufaniri kungosvika. Let's make sure when we go there, we follow those rules, because you do not want to be on the missing list and never to be found again. And with that being said, I'm going to share something on Osborne construction irimu area momo Nyanga at the end of the video. So with that being said, with that little break at Torah, let's now get into mystery story number 3. Mystery story number 3 yakaitika in 2014. A guy named Zaid Dada, he went there to Mount Nyanga to hike with his wife and another couple. So they were basically 4 people. I'm pretty sure they were friends. They went hiking to Mount Nyanga, and when they were midway through, the wife was Zaid and the other couple were like, it's Tanita, we want to go back to the shop. So yeah, the other 3, the wife and the couple, vakabva vatitonzva isu status itanita taumbodzokera kumarooms kwedu, and he proceeded with the expedition ari ega, where he eventually vanished without a trace. And papa tragwa a search party kuti vaende vanomutsvaga. A search party of up to 80 people was formed yekuti vatsvage Zaid dada, and he was never found. Herald yakazoposta like 8 days later, the search is still going on, and 2 weeks later, they were saying, even my supervisor, Nyanga National Park, they are saying, you know what, there is no hope. It looks like maybe he probably fell off the cliff, jumped or whatever, pushed or whatever. But at this point, we're just suspecting this guy has. So all hope for him being found was just lost, you understand. So after 2 weeks, family Zaid, they called off the search party. Like, you know what, let's stop this. We are going to put these matters into local elders and traditional healers' hands. We are going to do this like the ritual way. Yekuti munoenda munopira munotaura nema traditional blah 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 kunotaura kuti chi munoita sei arasika, and we have to do it the traditional way kuti vamurecover. So yeah, they did it the traditional way. Vakaita marituals anofana kuitwa kuti mukumbirire kuti munadzoke with the spirit mediums, with the traditional healers, and my local elders neva madzishe that area. But unfortunately, he was never found, and this is 2025, and till this day he hasn't been found. I do though have a very interesting theory regarding this. I'm gonna mention more about it after ndatara my mystery stories aya, but I want you to touch on this. I want you to take it, put it here, because mama nje tichanoshandisa. Pane vanonzi gogoshumba vanoti the reason Zaid was never recovered, tingati recovered, the reason he never reappeared is because vanhu vakaenda kunokumbirira vakaslaughter huku, and you're not supposed to slaughter huku. Munofana kuenda nemombe nhema yeblack, well, black munofanira nemombe nhema, and then 2 mbudzi dzeblack poitwa bira, and bira iro rinofana kuitwa pane n'anga dzemuno like muzimbabwe ne'anga dzekunze dzinova dzekumozambique, because Mozambique has a lot to do nenyanga. Ndozvazvakataurwa nagogoshumba, but we are going to get into an article kumberuku, because I want you guys to muzonozviverengera that article. It was quite interesting if you look at it. So this is a disappearance number 3 yatataura. Yeah, this disappearances 3 ndo the main ones dzandati nditaure about. The other 2 dzandakuda kutaura is about other things happened kumberi. Let's get started with the first one. The first one being panongonzi a government official, guys. Until now I haven't found a name, but a certain government official in the 80s akaenda ku Nyanga mountain with his 2 friends. So I think they were a group of 3 vakaenda ikoko, and they got lost. But after zvaonekwa these people are actually lost, pakabva here's mama. Sorry guys, present mom situation again. Panonzi pakaitwa the ritual yekuti ngatikumbirire munadzoke and whatnot, and they came back after 4 days. After 4 days vakadzoka, they were like lost in transition, like what's really going on. But to them it felt like they had just been missing for a few hours, like for 4 hours, but these people had been missing for 4 days. But yeah, they came back and they don't remember anything that happened in the realm mavangavari varimu chadzima, I don't remember the particular name, vari mavangavari mu realm mavangavari. They do not remember anything at all. But yeah, they made it out alive, which is a great thing. They don't have any memory and whatnot, and inakuona any trace of that. So yeah, this is mystery story number 4. Now we're gonna get into mystery story number 5. Mystery story number 5 yakaitika to a British guy anga auya ku Zimbabwe under like a scholarship, or was it an award, yekutaiti some type of research in Zim, and he definitely wanted kutora Nyanga mountain. So the British guy wandotara, he was a 20-year-old ainzi Thomas Gaisford, but he went there to do his research, and at around 3 p.m. fog, mist, and he just couldn't see. Nothing was clear, so he was like, let me just pitch my tent and early in the morning clear, I can go about with my day. So arimomo anoti, he was seeing a lot of red eyes, mazi, so red, he was hearing sounds, it rained, at some point, things were just happening, and he was alone, but he could tell there's something sacred about this mountain. He said he felt it, something was really happening. But the good thing about him is munanga before and so if this happens, just remain cool, remain calm, usataure anything, and he adhered to everything he was told to do. And early in the morning, 5 a.m. akazowanikwa, and he made it out, but he really acknowledged what, Nyanga mountain inoyera, it's just too much. So guys, kunotaura unzanzi mukaenda ikoko munoita chadzimira, munoita nauseous, munodzengerera, so pane zvinongoitika ikoko. So you need to be very cautious when you go there, especially if you go there with kids. Like I don't think you should be going there with kids, first of all. So those are the mystery stories Wnna. Now I'm gonna, before I get into Nyaya Gogo Shumba Bebe, I'm just gonna touch on a few things that are quite fascinating, if I must say so. A couple of tourists have gone to Nyanga mountain, and they have confirmed kuti some of us, we have seen miti inochinja kuita visage of human faces, vanona mafaces evanhu pamiti, and I think ipapo ndo patinobva tapinzwa vai vanotaura nyaya yemuti wemazamu. Unogona kupinda ipapo, and some have seen mvura iri mumapools tirimo munyanga mountain nemastreams, it has turned like blood red. Some have claimed to have heard ngoma dzedu ngoma dzedu chingoti pangu 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 pangu. Some have heard whispers, some have heard laughs. Kunongoitika zvinhu zvakawanda. Tiri ipapo, not just Nyanga mountain, tiri ipapo manje takuda kupinda in the area Nyanga yacho iyoyo. The construction, particularly the construction of Osborne and Gokwe dams, kunonzi when these two dams were being constructed, zvinonzi hanzi njuzu dzeimomo dzakatsamwa kuti muri kuda kubvisa nzvimbo yedu, muri kuda kuti svibisira nzvimbo yedu nezvima equipments zvenyu nezvimadams zvenyu zvamunoda kuconstructa. So zvinonzi njuzu dzeipapo dzakatsamwa to the extent that some construction workers were just vanished. Out of the blue, they just vanished. And equipment yaishandiswa kuita construction yaingoita malfunction. And kwaingomuka kwakaita weather inenge yakatsamwa zvimwe zvezviroti. It was so bad. A lot of construction workers vanished, and this obviously invokes fear. Mamuri kuti yui zvinhu zviri kuitika izvi isusu tisadi vanhu vachitiza. And then it got to a point yekuti vanhu vakatozongokumbirira like the traditional chiefs, the local chiefs and elders nemadzishe kuti tokumbira kuti ticheneserwe nzira iyi tikwanise kuita zvinhu zvedu. Pakazoitwa zvekukumbirirwa, the rituals that were done, ndopakazovakwa those two dams, Osborne and Gokwe. So I just found it fascinating. So now takuda kuchipinda mu article, guys, ndoda kuti muende munoti Herald Online 8 September 2017 article. Herald Online 8 September 2017 article. I need you to read that article because in tichango summarizer. So kune vanonzi Gogo Shumba, real name being Alice, if I'm not mistaken. She's a traditional healer uye vari shikiro. Vanotaura kuti vanhu vese vakaita go missing mu Nyanga mountain, they are alive. Vakagara nenjusu dziri koko, njusu dzakavabata hostage because maspirits ari papo asikufara kuti apasati pachenurwa paNyanga mountain. So what she was basically saying was, the year before, article Raborizo in 2017, which is obviously 2016, the year before, which is 2016, vanoti vakamboita bira ikoko nedzimwe n'anga nemashikiro vakawanda anditi, and vakakumbirira kuti tokumbura kuona vana vedu vakambotsakatika muno toda kuvaona. And it's said nagogo Shumba wavo kuti pakabuda Zaid wekushaka 2014 hanzi akabuda akapfeka hembe dzake, but akabuda ane machembere anga akapfeka nhembe, ndobva vangotiratidza, and then they went back naye. And vanoti ndo pakataura kuti uyo haana kudzoka nekuda kwekuti pakaurayiwa huku, oficha pafanira kuurayiwa huku, panourayiwa mombe nembudzi. That's why he didn't make it. Zvanaitaura pepe kuti pana gogo akadaro, ndivo gogo akadaro ivavo. So zvinonzi hanzi akabva adzokera. They didn't allow us kuti tione vamwe vese, iyeye ndiye akaburitswa kubva adzokera. So she was saying nzvimbo yeye inoda kuchenurwa, yachenurwa mopa ana simboti varidzi venzvimbo iyoyo ushe hwavo kuti vatore ushe hwavo. So vanga vachiti pari kudiwa futi n'anga idzodzo dzekunana Mozambique Mozambique because they have a lot to do nenzvimbo iyoyo. So that's what Gogo was basically saying, kuti kune njusu dziri ikoko dziri kugara nevanhu imomo Nyanga mountain. If you guys remember ndichikudzai nyaya yaruva wagogo vake vekumbotsakatika for like 2 weeks vachigara nenjuzu mugome imomo akazobuda chichichi. If you didn't watch it, I need you to search for that story, guys, because it was quite fascinating. I could paraphrase it, but like ndakaita yese like iri full story, so you can go ahead and look for that story. It's quite fascinating. So that's what Gogo is saying, kuti ndo zvinhu zvoda kuitwa. So yeah, we don't know kuti zvakanyatsomira sei. And Gogo also says munhu akafa o akadyiwa nechikara chesango ano mutumbi wake unowanikwa, but ava vanhu vakangonyangarika, vanhu vanenge vakatorwa nemwene wesango and sorry guys, hanzi naGogo munhu anenge akafa o akadyiwa nechikara chesango body yake muneiwana iri somewhere, muneiwana basically it's recovered, or my bones or whatever, but something is recovered. Asi vaye vanongonzi vanyangarika veve vanenge vasina kuuraiwa, vanhu vanenge vatorwa nemwene wesango vanenge vaona kuti you know what, ngatitorei vanhu ava and we keep them. That is a sign yekuratidza kutsamwa kwadzimu kuti no, hatisi kukupai anything until you do something for us. So Gogo Shumba in a nutshell was saying nzvimbo yenyanga inoda kuchenorwa paruda kugadziriswa zvinhu, because kune mweya yakawanda iri kuchema, mapfupa akawanda ari kuchema kusanganisira nyaya yekuchimo iyo iyaya. That's why she's saying even n'anga nemasvikiro ekuMozambique vanofanira kunge varipo panoitwa zvinhu izvozvo, and ushe hwevanhu unofanira kudzoserwa paunofanira kudzoserwa nekutongochenura like nzvimbo yacho yenyanga in a nutshell unofanira kutongochenurwa. Gogo Alice was wife kune vainzi sekuru Nando, ndakangana kuti vainzi sekurani, but she's based in Lochinvar in Southerton ku Harare. I mean, looking for Southerton chinwaniri, but you get what I'm trying to say. In 2017 pakabuditswa that article, she was 61. So pane a particular user anonzi Musuri, I don't know, whatever you wanna call it, but yeah, angakapama suggestions angachenze the local authorities must also consider, because angakati panetwa hiking wana ne experience like mama trained guides vanofana kuenda nevanhu vachiva guide, you know, obviously, and panofana enda vanhu ne experience vanonyatsoziva like the trail, vane experience trail yacho ye hiking kuti inonyatsoitwa sei. And tiri papo panotarwa ipo kunzi na iye Musuri futi, that same person akati vanhu vanofanira kupiwa ma-reflective jackets so that they'll be easy to identify, and vanhu ngavapiwe ma-alarm anonzi ma-bells or ma-whistles so that it can alarm vanhu kana paitika something panonzi kuti yeah, something is going on. So we just hope kuti zvakatorwa naMusuri would be considered, I don't know, but yeah, that's Nyanga in a nutshell, guys. That's Nyanga in a nutshell. Ndo zvandawana, and yeah, ndangoti ndingobatanza because it was going to be a very long one, and TikTok is putting me on too many strikes kuti wangu ukaramba uchiposta zvinhu zvakarebesa hatisi kuzvida. So yeah, I tried to make it as short as I can. Thank you guys for your support, and because ndiri munhu angari ukangana kuisa ma-pictures, now these are the pictures the Nyanga mountain from a few angles dzandawana. Nasandisunongedzera aya ndo ma-pictures Mount Nyanga mountain, and yeah, kune vari kuenda, make sure munozvibata, otherwise munoshaika tikashaya pekutangira. So yeah, be good, be sweet, be safe when you go there. Good night, guys. Bye. Ndakanganwa kune veve vanenge vachizoti hey apa wazonyepa, hey wazodii. This is just my research. I didn't say I experienced these things, I know these things. It's just my research. Saka ma comment section, whatever, you know, just add the knowledge and just be nice with your criticisms, because vange munema kutoti hey apa wazonyepa, hey chazodii apa munenge muchitoitawo zvekungonzwawo sezvandinoita. Let's just practice kindness and learn to be vanoita constructive criticism, kwetoda ungonzi mangokomenta what antika vamweni murodzokorodza futi zvandienda ngotaura muvidhio muzvidzokorodza futi mucomment section hey aiwa inini ndinoziva chakati, and yet it's the same thing. Kana takuzopindwa tozotonge tine rough tiri road, but some of you are just repeating kungoti mungonzi macontributor mandiwachisa, I don't know, but this is just research. Like I always say, ndinenge chito research also. So yeah, you can't shame the shameless. That's all I can say.